guys, welcome back to Arry the Stag. TR Tony here. Great to see you once again. It's been a really busy week this week. We've not had the stag out too much, although actually after our last weekend's jaunt out and about in the countryside, Harry decided to go up to Brockenhurst, I think it was, during the week with the top down. So the UES 591S has been having fun out and about and enjoying life in the countryside, which is really great to see. So this week we've had an email and a video in from Mike, who is based over in Australia, down in Sydney, and he sent us in a couple of video clips and some photographs. I'm just going to talk you through his cars, because cars plural. He's got a 1977 Stag and also a Peugeot 504, which is kind of a cabriolet French car, and really interesting engineering, that kind of thing. So I'll show you that in just a second. And when he wrote in, it was really interesting. He just said, look, you know, like a lot of us, he suspected that back to our early youths, we all used to aspire to own a Triumph Stag, and in those days they were kind of way out of reach, but he loved it for its style and his presence, he says, and just literally looked like something from a different world, these Stags. And as he said, this is pre-internet and global communication platforms that we now have with social media and whatever. And he said, yeah, it fitted into the world of the Mercedes SL, and it was British though. That was the big thing, exotic and semi-attainable. So I think, like all of us, we'd all agree with that. You can see UNY 49M behind me here in its original condition when it came to us over 3 years ago, and more on that later. But anyway, so anyhow, Mike says years later he found himself in Sydney looking at cars, and here were some Triumph Stags, and he found, to his further surprise, that a lot of these cars were actually made locally in Australia itself. So it was something around to get around the import duty rules, and so the cars came in that way, and they were assembled locally in local factories and whatever. So let's just have a look at his car then. I'll start off with the Stag, and we'll come back to the Peugeot a little bit later. Mike reported that he bought his Stag in May 2015, and it's actually a 1977 model. So towards the end of the run, really, a bit like our UES 591S car. The history supports the sub 100,000 kilometres, and it runs very well. Has negligible rust, but inevitable some sun damage on the dash and veneers because of the heat out in Australia. It's got electronic ignition and an additional electric radiator fan, which is manually operated via a switch, and has never actually overheated on him at all, and that includes crawling along Military Road at 38 degrees centigrade apparently. Recently it has leaked all the brake fluid from the front half of the master cylinder, which I understand to be in the rear of the system, so Mike says. So my next job, or his next job, is to have a go at the rear brakes and new master cylinder, along with a new brake hoses and so on. The idea from various forum suggestions is to use .5 fluid, and he's happy to be advised on that, as the job is still ahead of him. Okay, so good to get a little bit of background and get some photographs there. We're now going to go out and about. Mike's Stag actually lives quite a way away from his domain in Sydney with his in-laws, so he's going to give us a little bit of a drive around, and let's have a look at that.
Immobiliser. Nope, doesn't appear to be much happening. Bit more choke. Oh! Look at that for a baby.
Okay, so that was really good to see around the car in the driveway there. Now I think Mike is going to take us on a bit of a spin out and around in Australia. So stand by your beds. Here he comes.
Well, sun over there. Oh, there is a sun over there. This is well, what have we got? This car. Triumph Stag, whizzing along comfortably. Australian vehicle. Kilometers per hour, not miles per hour. Runs beautifully. Still, the clock still works. About 3,000 kilometers, so it's under 60,000 miles. Oh, look at that. Yes. This is the Hunter Valley. Runs great. Work's not the best, but that's what you'd expect in the sun. Goes okay, doesn't it?
Well, wasn't that great seeing some Australian countryside and some lovely sights as well as the V8 Burble, and well done to you guys for driving around. Stag looks awesome, sounds fantastic, so well done, Mike, that's great. For the record, Mike will be sending us some more information later on. It is quite a distance to drive to go see the stag again. He's now back in Sydney, so I guess we'll update you later on in the year when we've got some more information and photography and some videos, which is all great. So let's just turn our attention now to the Peugeot, the Cabriolet 504. It's certainly a very good looking car, and obviously French, and let's let him pick up the story. Let's have a quick look at it. And indeed, here is the Peugeot 504, resplendent in its English white colour with a convertible hood, as you can see. Mike reported that he was working a summer in the Camargue in the south of France as a sailing instructor, as you do, and one of the nights he was out and about in La Grande Motte, he first saw the car. He had no idea what it was, but went and inspected it and had a really good look at it, and flipping heck, yes, it was a Peugeot in a Pininfarina body. Actually, it looked along the same lines as the Stag and the Mercedes SL. So, cutting a very long story short, his dad and him hunted the car mags over the years, and then they found and bought this one in 1983. He had it shipped to Australia a few years ago, and is really enjoying the thing, he says. Now, those familiar with the Peugeot 504 Ti will know that the mechanical setup. 4-pod engine, mostly 2 litre, with a mechanical fuel injection system by Kugel Fischer. There you go.
Hello Tony, I'm Mike here. I said I was going to show you pictures of my stag and stuff, but I'm not near it at the moment. But in the meantime, I had talked to you about this thing here, which is causing me some interesting issues and stuff. So it's a Peugeot. Can't see it terribly well. I've got some other pictures and stuff, but it's a 504 Cabriolet, same era sort of as our Stags. This is a 1972, and Peugeot used to use Pininfarina for design, and this is a 4-seater Cabriolet. People will know the car and stuff. Got this vexatious issue at the moment with getting the engine to run properly. I had it running great, and it's gone rather tits up on me, running incredibly rich for a time being. So describe the various elements. It's a mechanical fuel injection system, of which this is a pump mechanism here. Full fuel is pumped from obviously the petrol tank into here, and it is then injected mechanically into the manifold there, and then it is controlled, controlled by all sorts of elements internally, and also has altitude correctors and so on, all informing via vacuum. You can see the pipes by vacuum, how rich it should run and how it should run, etc, etc. I've got it partially disassembled at the moment. There's an air connector here into the top of the manifold. This is a oil-based air filter, and I've got the cap off of the altimeter here because there's enormous amounts of sensitivity. You can't probably see it, but just in here is a hole, and as the bellows move in and out with atmospheric pressure. Imagine at altitude you've got less pressure, it would come out. At low pressure or high pressure, it would come in and stuff. Anyway, that via these tubes further inform the system, which is a long way of saying it's not running terribly well. Anyway, I'm going to send you pictures and a video of the Stag as well, just for fun, and then if you like it, shove it on your channel, which I like.
Well, thanks to Mike for sharing us that Peugeot 504. It's quite a remarkable piece of engineering, actually, and kind of reminds me of, I was watching a programme the other day, it might have been Car SOS or Wheeler Dealers, can't quite remember, but they were doing a thing on the Citroën 2CV, deux chevaux, as they say en France, and the suspension on that thing at the rear was just incredible. It was they bounce around, as you probably know, but it was like a bicycle pump, kind of flat along the line suspension that, unlike the struts that we all use elsewhere, it's a fantastic piece of engineering. So again, with the Peugeot there, the 504, all that fuel injection and those bellows for the height and the incumbent kind of air pressure and that kind of thing. Very, very clever pieces of engineering there. So a lot to be thankful and a lot to be recognised about the invention of the French. So thanks for sharing that with us, Mike, and your mate, whoever he was. Sorry, I didn't get his name, apologies. And really good to see the Stag out and about, and no doubt we will be coming back to you shortly with more on all of that in due course when he's back up to his in-laws to get more from the Stag. So that'll be good. Okay, so we're just about done now. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate you following the channel. As ever, please feel free to like, share and subscribe. And that's all great. Don't forget, if you want to, we have a lovely badge of honour here. These are going out worldwide now. They're free. All you got to do is go onto www.arrythestag.com, go onto the right page, and you can leave your details and we'll send you one free of charge for you to wear on your windscreen of your choice. Doesn't have to be a Stag, could be any classic really. And just send us a photo on the Facebook group. So join us on the Arry the Stag Facebook group, and there'll be more shenanigans off camera there. So that's all good fun. And then finally, don't forget, Saturday Sockets is an email that we send out every Saturday. So if you want to join up for that, again, just go onto the website, use this mechanism, leave your details, and we'll put you on the list for more Arry the Stag shenanigans on a Saturday. So a bit of light relief at the weekend. Cool. Okay, well, as for UNY 49M, I'm hearing from Arry, who went down to see Alan this week, socially distanced, of course, that the car is coming along. The painting is continuing, so I don't think we're too far away yet from our beloved car coming back, subject to the garage being finished, which we're getting on with. So it's all looking positive. So there you go. Good stuff, guys. We'll have a great weekend and a great week, and we'll see you online on Arry the Stag very soon. Cheers for now. Bye.
Arry the Stag.